This is News 14 Carolina Meteorologist Matthew East, and thank you for checking in with this May the 21st edition of the Carolina Weather Video. And it's a milder, muggier start to our day here in the Carolinas. Now, rain-free conditions for most of the area, but you look down off to our south and still just much of Florida getting inundated with heavy rain. It's been a very significant rain event in portions of Florida, especially in the northern part of the state. And that feed of Atlantic Ocean moisture continues to pull right into portions of Florida. There's a developing area of low pressure in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and the flow around that just bringing in lots of moisture in terms of humidity to the Carolinas. It's getting muggier here, but bringing in lots of rain down in Florida. There's a look at the temperatures this morning. A little bit of a pocket of cooler air still left in parts of Virginia and West Virginia, but that is retreating and modifying. And it was a much milder start to our day today here in the Carolinas than where we have been on recent mornings. And it's a pretty warm pattern overall for much of the eastern part of the United States. Here's the upper air pattern for today. This is our upper air low in the eastern Gulf, and this is the upper air high. This is situated from our area on up into southern New England. That is steering that upper air low in that general direction and generally around our area. There's also a trough in the western Great Lakes, but same deal. With this blocking high, that trough is going to kind of get deflected up and around our area. So a fairly stagnant weather pattern here in the Carolinas. All right, let's check the GFS for today. And let me say this, on any day, today right into next week, there's the chance of at least a couple of isolated afternoon storms, but the chance of rain any given day in any one spot is pretty small until we get into next week. For today, a warm day, highs upper 70s to lower 80s in the Piedmont, and you'll notice it being a much muggier day today than where we have been. And there goes that low from the central Gulf heading generally toward New Orleans. That's the model consensus. Now, this is not going to be a huge tropical system. In fact, probably not a developed system at all, but that'll be the center of that low heading toward roughly New Orleans. This is tomorrow. Notice the fetch of moisture off the Atlantic Ocean right into our area, so it'll be a pretty muggy day. Highs tomorrow, low to mid-80s. And here we are on Saturday. The deep moisture off to our west, and that's where the heavy rains will be occurring. Meanwhile, here in our area, like I mentioned, as we get into the weekend, a couple of pop-up isolated afternoon storms a possibility, but just nothing in terms of a great coverage of rain coming over the next 4 days or so. So for all the outdoor plans you might have scheduled for the big Memorial Day holiday weekend, including the Coca-Cola 600, looks mainly like we'll be okay. Maybe a brief passing shower in a couple spots, but I think 95% of the area will see a dry holiday weekend in terms of the Piedmont. Out to Sunday, and we do have a frontal boundary off to our north, but it does not make it down into our area, and there's all that deep tropical moisture still off to our west. Now, this is where the models begin to diverge a little bit. The GFS, this is Monday, Memorial Day, keeps all that deep tropical moisture off to our west. Some of the other modeling still tries to pull it up our general direction. So there may be, as we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, a little better chance for a few afternoon storms. This is Tuesday on the GFS, and that's Wednesday. You notice it really hangs that moisture back, and that could be correct. But if the moisture, the tropical moisture, were to move up toward the Carolinas, there'd be a little better coverage of afternoon showers and storms Monday through Thursday of next week. But as it stands right now, it looks like we might have to wait until Wednesday or Thursday until that next in the series of cold fronts tries to drop into our area. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everyone have a wonderful Thursday. God bless.